Welcome to the Monocle Podcast. We are an independent management consulting firm, and in this podcast, we discuss our latest insights and opinions to help you achieve exceptional performance in banking and insurance together.
This year, RiskMinds International, one of the world's largest and most senior risk management conferences, was hosted virtually over 5 days from the 7th to 11th of December. Monocle Solutions is very proud to be one of the sponsors of RiskMinds this year, an event that brings together the captains of the financial industry from around the world to discuss credit, liquidity, market, and non-financial risk development. To give you an idea of the scope of the event, one moment you'll be hearing about the robustness of the COVID-19 stress testing in Japan, and the next you'll be exploring how machine learning will change the very nature of anti-money laundering activities within banking. Unsurprisingly, the majority of panels and sessions were focused on the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak and how the financial industry has dealt with and will continue to mitigate the risk of the pandemic. However, there is a general sense of satisfaction and relief amongst risk officers that it is no longer banks who are the troublemakers during a crisis, but rather that they have become the problem solvers. Banks around the globe have been at the forefront of efficiently intermediating finance and central banks' liquidity policy responses while remaining well capitalized. Conferences such as RiskMinds have allowed for the exchanging of ideas around regulation and financial stability over the last decade that has made banks increasingly resilient since the global financial crisis. While COVID-19 has caused regulatory deadlines to be delayed as financial institutions prioritize their efforts against the pandemic, you won't find any risk managers taking their foot off the gas. There is a real sense of urgency as banks face the challenges of Basel IV, LIBOR transition, FRTB, and the operational challenges caused by lockdown. It's all about agility. Financial models across the bank have been strained or outright broken by the effects of COVID-19. And as one of the speakers reminded us, if you can only recalibrate or redesign these models in a matter of weeks, you might be facing bankruptcy by the time that they're ready. To give you an idea of the pace banking has moved towards, Jangir Jangirov, Senior Vice President for Russia's biggest bank, Sberbank, mentioned that they performed a full bottom-up COVID stress test in 24 hours and completed an entire revaluation of every model that they had. The conference also includes topics around technological change, such as digital regulatory reporting, proprietary software from various vendor sponsors, as well as artificial intelligence and machine learning. Some of the most interesting applications of AI will come from automated model validation and model management, as well as the dramatic improvement in transaction monitoring for anti-money laundering and other suspicious transactions. The improvements might be so vast that Mark Turkington, Global Head of Transactional Monitoring Controls at HSBC, believes that the shift from reactive detection to predictive intervention will change the AML obligations of financial institutions. Banks could even begin to share responsibilities reserved for AML authorities by taking a direct intervening response. Lastly, the conference includes multiple channels on climate change and the impact environmental, social, and corporate governance issues will have on financial institutions' reputation and market activity. Climate change is becoming a growing concern for risk officers as both physical and transitional risk become increasingly pressing. When a panel of risk leaders were asked what a hypothetical Basel V might include, the consensus was a move in regulation towards ESG and cyber risk standards. It's clear that sustainable finance will no longer continue to be a fringe issue. 2020 has been a challenging year. However, the overall message from the conference is that risk management within the financial services sector has enabled a robust, resilient system, and the exchanging of ideas, information, and opinions is critical to its success. Monocle is proud to be a part of this prestigious event, and we look forward to joining these type of events in person again in future and connecting one-on-one with our industry colleagues and peers.
Visit monocle.co.za or co.uk to subscribe for updates. From Johannesburg to London, Cape Town to Amsterdam, Monocle, we design change.